Welcome back to Talk of the Town on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
And we welcome you back to Talk of the Town for this Friday, May 21st. I'm Gary Stevens. It is the third Friday of the month, which means we get our monthly visit from, we always call her lovingly, the phone lady. Ruth Gaudard from AT&T joins us via the Zoom connection. Ruth, good morning and welcome back to WHTC.
Good morning. And is it really another summer starting and I'm not actually in Holland to do this?
It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
I know.
We heard the governor yesterday from Dow Diamond in Midland say that many of the restrictions be lifted, some on June 1st, more on July 1st. Pretty soon, come on in.
Well, let's hope.
Let's hope indeed. But we'll do the virtual, and if you have a question for Ruth Gaudard about telecommunications, she'll be happy to answer it at 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. And keep in mind, Ruth, of course, is involved with marketing at AT&T, but we have found her to be pretty objective about talking about the telecommunications industries, understanding, of course, that she is employed by our friends that used to be in San Antonio. I think they're now based in Dallas, the corporate headquarters, but it's still very strong San Antonio, what used to be Southwestern Bell. But we'll talk about telecommunications in a little bit. First of all, before we start anything else, we're going to ask you in the beginning and we'll ask you at the end because people have asked how to get a hold of Ruth Gaudard when they can't chat with you during our 25-minute chat here on Talk of the Town. You've been very gracious about giving out your phone number.
Yep, not a problem. And I do get plenty of calls from Holland area people, so I know they're listening. 517-515-1945.
517-515-1945.
That's right.
We may have to repeat that at the end of our segment just to let people get a hold of you.
Embedded in my memory, believe me.
I hate to start the program on a downer note, but as I pointed out to you when we got the contact, and we're spending much of our program today on it because tomorrow is the memorial service for Edward Skura from 2 to 4 p.m. at Mulder Chapel here in Holland. And we've asked a few of our Talk of the Town regulars to share their thoughts. We chatted with Holland Mayor Nathan Box about that a little bit earlier. You and Ed had a very good rapport during his brief time hosting Talk of the Town, but at times you've had to talk with Ed and all that, and we lost a good guy.
Yeah, we did. He was very, very easy to talk with. Always felt comfortable. Sometimes brought up a little bit different perspective, which was always interesting. And I've followed his health, shall I say, lack of progress the last year, and I am just very sad. He was a good guy and far too young.
76 is when Ed stepped off the stage, which he had been on for the most part, most of his adult life, be it on the radio, be it as a promoter, working behind the scenes in television as well.
Yeah, I was surprised when he told me one time he had owned a radio station, and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." It's very sad. I'm very sorry to hear that. Holland has lost another good one.
Mm-hmm. We'll try to carry the torch as we move along.
You do a great job, Gary.
Well, we do our level best. That's about all we can ask for. Let us move forward now. First of all, a word from the corporate headquarters, and I do need to touch this with you. The decision by AT&T to merge with Discovery and basically get out of the content business and have Discovery take over the Time Warner aspect of AT&T. Yeah, it's another move in the telecommunications industry where sometimes content you want to control not only the access but also the content. AT&T is saying, well, maybe we bit off a little bit more than we could chew.
I think I think it's a natural move in that with the pandemic shining a light on the flaws in availability of broadband. Obviously, there needs to be more investment in deploying that out to the American public. And I think this is a good move because it will allow us now to focus our investments on that instead of having to juggle where we put our money. So I think that's probably a very good thing. What it does is it takes us back to our core business of communications.
Instead of content, just a communications
Right.
aspect of it
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, it's, excuse me, it's, that was an exciting part of the business and it was fun watching it. And, we didn't have a lot of interaction with the Warner people, but some. And there were some, believe it or not, there were some Warner people here in Michigan. But I having been with the company for 45 years and 45 plus, I'm kind of happy to see it go back to focusing on the core business.
Six, yeah, 616-395-1450. If you have a question for the phone lady, Ruth Goddard, she'll be happy to answer it at 616-395-1450. Good morning. You're on the line with Ruth Goddard.
Hey, if you got AT&T for phone service, do you get charged for using 911 on your regular phone?
No, 911 I don't care where you are, 911 is not a long distance call anywhere. And it's part of just your calling.
Because I know people that got AT&T and they get charged for a lot of stuff like if you want somebody to know your number and you call them and you block it, then you get charged $3 for that and every other thing.
We do charge for extra services like blocking or if you call what used to be 411 for information to get somebody's phone number, that there is a charge for that. But for 911 calls, no, there is no charge.
All right, John.
All right. Appreciate the call. Thank you. 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Let me sort of straighten one thing out. And I'm not trying to correct you, Ruth, but some might say, hey, wait a minute, I get a charge on my bill for 911. But that's entirely different than just calling 911.
That is a surcharge because we collect that and turn that back over to the city, the county, whoever is running the 911 in that area. And that is set by, it's not set by us. The counties determine the percentages or the city determines the percentages, and it's a percentage of, I believe, the number of lines. And that includes wireless as well as home phone. And we collect that. It's a percentage. It varies from one locality to another. And that we don't keep that. We're just a pass through.
Yeah, it's a surcharge to help maintain that
Right.
vital service. Let's get to another call. 616-395-1450 is our number. Good morning. You're on the line with Ruth Goddard.
Good morning. I'd like to speak to your guest. I have AT&T cellular service, ma'am, and every time, it's an old flip phone, and every time I make a phone call or get one, I get this recording about the 5G, and sometime in February, I believe, the phone is going to be my phone that I have, which I guess is a 3G, will no longer be
Right.
working.
Right. Well, and all wireless carriers are going through this and experiencing it as evolution happens and as technology advances and new capabilities, the new version of the network is rolled out. For a while, the older version of the network, because it is different technology, the older version of the network stays up, but after, and it's usually quite a while, then that network is taken down. We do give customers lots of notice. I can remember when 2G was taken down. And yes, it will require, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it will require that you get a new phone that will work on at least a 4G network. 4G is still in many areas, most areas in Michigan, 4G is still the reigning technology, if you will, for the network. All carriers are doing this. I just read the other day that T-Mobile was going to extend their 3G capability. They had set a date to take it down and they had extended it. And I believe we have already extended it past what we initially said we would do. So yeah, I'm sorry, but that is technology. It's hard to maintain all those, and it's expensive to maintain all those technologies on the network. And more people are already moving over to the higher network type thing, and they want those services, and I don't think you can even buy a phone that is just 3G network anymore. I think almost all phones are at least 4G.
Okay.
So,
But,
yep, that is, I'm sorry to say, but that is a reality.
okay, that's fair. But can you enlighten me as to what that 5G phone is going to cost?
I have no idea. It depends on the manufacturer. Apple has them, Samsung has them, probably LG, Nokia, all manufacturers are going, if they are not already, and I think they already are, but if they are not, they will be offering the 5G phones. It depends on the brand and the model, and it depends on what there may be promotions. If you buy this phone, you get this much off, or if you have this plan, sign up for a 2-year contract. I don't know. That's all on the retail side, and that changes with the market. So there is no, I know what I paid for my Apple, which is not a 5G, and I just bought it 2 years ago, year and a half ago. So it'll just depend on which phone you pick.
Okay. Well, according to one of the stores, the person that I spoke to said, "Well, wait until after the first of the year before you switch." He says they'll probably run some specials and probably give you a free phone if you've been a customer for a long time.
Well, and
you think that's true?
That's probably a fair assessment and a very good possibility. I can't say for sure, and I don't think that person could say for sure either, but I think it's a good possibility and a fair assessment.
Yeah, he wasn't saying that was going to happen. He says, but it would just be to my favor to just wait and see what happens.
Yep. And don't forget, if you've seen our commercials on TV, we give the same deal to existing customers that we do to new customers. It's everybody gets the same deal. It's not like well, you have to leave us and then come back in order to get a really good deal. No, everybody gets the same deal now.
Okay. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for the call. 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Yes, let's put it this way. I have seen a lot of marketing things saying, stop it now and we'll give you a new 5G phone if you buy another one, or, it's a lot for the family plan, which is great, except for us empty nesters that really don't have a big family.
Yeah. With me, it's just my line. So, there are, depending what's driving the market, there is usually some kind of promotion out there.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate the 3G network is going down, but I think most people, if they look at their phones while they are using them, they will see they are on a 4G network or an LTE, which is, it's faster than a 3G. It's close to 4G. And I don't know exactly what that acronym stands for, because there are so many in the industry. I cannot keep track of them.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way.
I don't even try anymore.
And you said a while back, you started when, as a, switchboard operator, when you started working with Michigan Bell, and it's like, it's far different now than it was when you first started.
It is. I can remember my first year at the company, we had a letter writing. It was would have been in spring of 76. I hired in 75. We had a letter writing campaign because MCI was pushing and taking all the business long distance accounts. And I can remember a letter writing campaign to the FCC to, have some kind of resolution worked out. And of course, we all know ultimately what happened was that is what triggered MCI, is what triggered the divestiture of AT&T of all the state Bell companies. And it was off to the races at that point.
Yeah, MCI, of course, now known as Verizon.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that has eventually evolved.
Yeah,
into
it's funny. You've watched, I can remember when one of the local exchange carriers, if it wasn't our territory, like right in the Lansing area, just outside the Lansing city limit, you've got Grand Ledge and DeWitt, and neither of them are in AT&T local exchange territory. And they used to be with GTE, General Telephone, which then became Verizon and then became Frontier. So,
and let's not talk about Frontier. They're having some problems right now with the state attorney general's office. So that we'll hold off on that, because that is something that let the lawyers at it with, as they would say, at it with both hands.
They've had their problems, but everyone in the industry has had problems. So you just get them resolved and move on.
There is a program, Ruth, that you want everyone to know about involving broadband bills and consumers that qualify for getting a little help on those broadband bills.
That's right. That is the Emergency Broadband Benefit Program, which is run by the FCC, established by the federal government. It's a $3.2 billion fund. And quite frankly, everyone is hoping that they find a way to provide permanent funding for this. But if you qualify, and it's very broad qualifications, low-income households financially affected by COVID, it's really broad. If you participate in the school lunch program or Head Start, lots of different ways to qualify. But what it does is it provides a $50 per month subsidy for their for the participants. If you live on tribal land, it's $75 a month. Plus, there is a one-time subsidy up to $100 for internet connected devices such as computers and tablets, as long as the household puts in $10 to $50 of its own towards that purchase price. But the main thing is that this $3.2 billion fund does exist. Enrollment opened on May 12th. And as of today, there are more than 1 million households who have already enrolled from all 50 states and District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and American Samoa. There are more than 900 providers that have agreed to participate in this, and AT&T is one of them. All major carriers are participating, obviously, but I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity for people who have the availability of broadband, but the affordability was the stumbling block. This really is a huge, huge step. And it's very easy. You qualify at a government website, or you can call, and usually you will get your answer on qualification almost right then, within a few minutes. Sometimes it might take longer, but it's usually within a few minutes. I know AT&T has a call center dedicated strictly to signing people up who have qualified for this program. They have to pre-qualify. We can't qualify them. We are going with the government's standards for qualification. But I just want to remind people that is out there. Please, please look into it. And if you qualify, take advantage of it, because it is a great opportunity.
And one final thing, Ruth, as we button up our conversation again, I just want to repeat it. We said it at the beginning of our segment. I want to say it again at the end of the segment, because people always want to get a hold of you away from our particular segment. How can people get a hold of the phone lady, Ruth Gaudard?
Call me on 517-515-1945. Now, obviously, I'm not driving a lot, but I am on a lot of calls. If I don't answer, please leave me a detailed message and a way to contact you back.
517-515-1945 if you need to get a hold of Ruth Gaudard, the phone lady, between now and the next time we chat in the month of June. Yes, we are getting into summertime, and pretty soon we'll have Ruth in the studio to chat with us in person. We're looking forward to it. Ruth Gaudard, thank you very much for joining us on Talk of the Town. Let's do this again next month.
Will do. Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much, Ruth Gaudard, on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.